Hey, besties. Welcome to the Multifaceted Mindset, the podcast for visionaries who refuse to live one dimensional lives. This is episode 2, and we'll be diving into what to do when you have too many ideas and not enough capacity. I'm your host, Eternity Sledge, aka the Multifaceted Black Guide. I operate as a catalyst of transformation, embodying creativity, resilience, and purpose. If you're new here, we talk about designing a life you don't need a vacation from, which all starts with gratitude. Today, I am grateful for education. I am grateful for the ability to do my own hair. And I am grateful for my hoodie. It says BLACK. It's an acronym meaning beautiful, loving, ambitious, creative, keepers of culture. So my third thing is I'm grateful for being Black and having this Black acronym hoodie. Being multifaceted means that ideas come fast and often all at once. For me, I have a whole lot of ideas. I got a whole lot of businesses and I have a hard time narrowing down my focus. It's hard for me to just choose one thing and just focus on it because it's something about being put in a box. I cannot stand the idea of people trying to put me in a box. It's like either you're this or you're that. Even when you look at like artists, now there's some artists who are singers, there's artists who are rappers. What happened to the people who were triple threats? The ones who could sing, they could dance, they could act, they could do all the things. And why are we trying to push more people to be like that rather than just one? And for me, I'm not going to do it. I refuse to be put in a box. I refuse to let all my ideas just die off because that's not what other people want. And I think the issue really isn't that people lack discipline, it's the lack of prioritization and the lack of support. If you don't know how to balance all these different ideas that you have, it's going to be so much harder for you to be able to take care of it, especially for people who focus on order rather than orbit in their life. And so I'm going to break down what I mean by that. So when I say order, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first comes my kids, second comes my this, third comes my that, fourth comes this. You have things in an order, and the whatever's number one is going to be number one all the time, right? If my focus is work, no matter what comes up, even if my kid has a dance recital or my dog is sick, no matter what comes up, my priority is work. So I'm going to choose work. I don't operate like that. Instead, my prioritization is rooted in an orbit. So when it orbits, that means that I know all of my priorities. However, the main focus, the one that gets highlighted the most, can change. It can change day to day. It can change hour to hour. If I know that my kid has this dance recital, she really wants me to be there, my priority for that day is to get to my kid's dance recital. I don't care about any of the fires that y'all are trying to tell me I have to put out. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. My focus is that. And so in my life, for me, baby, I got a lot of things going on. One thing I have is my personal brand, is being a content creator, showing up, speaking with you all through this podcast, posting things on all of my different platforms. That's one thing. I'm also a clarity guide. So I have clients that they want me to walk them through how to get clear. They don't know what's going on in their life. They got a whole lot going on in their head and they need somebody to just sit with them and help them figure it out. I need that sometimes as well. So I enjoy being there for people. I am also a Delta. I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. That comes with a lot of responsibilities on its own. I also have a community, the Multifaceted Collective, which is probably how you found me, for women who are leaders and they are multifaceted like me. And in there we have book club, we have craft club, we have business workshops. Like it's a lot going on within everything. I'm also the founder of a nonprofit organization. If you haven't heard of Meerkat Impact Foundation, that is my nonprofit organization where we're working with youth and we're awakening minds, we're inspiring resilience, we're doing suicide prevention awareness walks. And on top of that, I also do events in general. Me and my family have an event company, Black Crown Events, where we're hosting different events for the community. We've done bingo nights, we've done Juneteenth. We do a lot of different things, and I myself do a lot of different things, which is why I introduce myself as MBG, Multifaceted Black Guide. The issue isn't a lack of discipline. It's a lack of prioritization and support. So we talked about prioritization, but I also want to touch on the support side. If you have a lot going on and you don't have somebody you can delegate things to, you don't have somebody you can talk to about things, everything becomes so much harder. You need a social support system, even if it's not someone who knows everything about whatever business you may be running, or they don't know everything about the creative aspect. There are people who can just be there for you when you have some mental things. There are people who can just go out to eat with you to take your mind away from your stressors. There are people who can babysit your child. I keep bringing up kids. I don't have kids, but I know that a lot of people do have kids, especially multifaceted people. It's just important. It's important to have people who support you. It's important to find people who align with you. And I was breaking down my name. So multifaceted Black guide. That stemmed from me being a poet and me going on stage and they're like, next up is eternity. And I was like, Everybody else here has a persona that they step into. Everybody else has this character that they become that empowers them to get on stage and be confident. And it describes the essence of who they are. And the essence of eternity is being multifaceted. That's one. Because I do a little bit of everything. Some days I'm baking cakes. Some days I'm learning new vocabulary. I substitute teach. I make shirts and apparel. I do it all. So I'm multifaceted. I'm the definition of it. Black. I love being Black. Like every life I live, I hope I come back Black. If reincarnation is real, I always want to come back Black, and a Black woman to be specific. So I had to include that because I love me. I love who I am and I love my culture. And originally the G stood for girl, multifaceted Black girl, because I was young and I treated myself as a young person. And I still am young. I'm only 23, but I had to make that switch from girl to God because I'm no longer a girl. That's saying when I was young, I was younger, I was learning and navigating all these things that you have to navigate at a younger age. But now I'm stepping into womanhood. I'm stepping into being a different person now. So I'm guiding people from that chaos to their clarity. And that's who I am. So multifaceted Black God is me. It's my essence. It's everything about me. And it's what allows me to prioritize and find my support system because I find people who resonate with that name. I find people who fit into those categories of being multifaceted. So what happens when we don't address all of our different ideas and we don't address our prioritization? It leads to half-finished projects. You probably have an Instagram page that you ain't doing nothing with. You might have an idea fully fleshed out in your notes on your phone or on a Google Doc. You may even have created the graphics that you want to use to promote it, but then you didn't do it or you didn't do it consistently. So now you have this half-finished project that's probably an amazing project because you came up with it. And you're amazing, you're beautiful, you're loving, ambitious, creative, but you're not following through because you are not prioritizing and you don't have the support to execute. The other thing that might occur for you during this is burnout. And it may even just be disguised as ambition. You like, I got all these things going on. That you're probably tired. Did you take a nap? Did you drink some water? Did you eat today? Let's do that. Let's take care of ourselves. There's no way for us to get things done if we aren't taking care of ourselves. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You have to overflow onto others. Just as you would want them to overflow onto you. That's called reciprocation. That's from a poet I met in Nashville. His name's Suge, and he has a poem that's just about reciprocation and the importance of allowing your cup to overflow into somebody else's cup so they can overflow back onto you. That's what you need to do. And then the other thing that may happen when we don't address the fact that we got a whole lot of ideas is isolation, because it's like nobody gets you. I feel like that all the time, that no one gets me because my friends aren't thinking about how they can leave a legacy for kids. They go into the club and turn it up. I don't like the club. Something about the club makes me feel like I'm in They Clone Tyrone. Like they rotten my brain. Now sometimes, every now and then, I go to the club, do me a little 1-2, a little dance, get a little drink. But overall, the club is not the scene for me. And that can be very isolating. I don't have many young entrepreneurs who are in my circle who are go-getters and really ambitious, and especially ones who know what they want or know what they want to do. There's not a lot of that, and it's very isolating. And I don't think it's just an age thing. I think it's also it's a mindset thing. It's a societal thing. Everybody isn't always going to be on the same page as you, and that isolation can feel like is making it even harder to execute those ideas. And so we talked a lot about the negatives, but we can start to shift our mindset and start figuring out how to fix this. So the reframe that we're going to do is understanding we don't need to do everything. We just need to do the right thing. So we have to sit down, we have to figure out what can I do now with what I have in order to get where I want to go. So I'll give you an example. For the nonprofit organization, I don't want to come up with the content. I can do a graphic, I can talk on camera, I can do all those things, but I don't want to be the one who has to sit down, type up the captions. This is our. I don't want to do that. So what I did was I found somebody who was willing to do that for me. You can barter. If you can afford to, you can pay them. Some people may even be willing to just volunteer to be able to support you in your vision or support you in your idea, even if it's not a business. If you have a partner, you are in a relationship with someone, or even just a friend. If your friend don't like cooking and you don't like cleaning, maybe your friend can cook for you one night a week and you go clean for her one night a week or clean for him one night a week. There can be some type of partnership. I think we're missing out on relationships. We're missing out on being supportive. Everybody wants community, but don't want to do the things that community requires. That's our one of our reframes. You don't need to do everything. You can find other people to do the things that you are either not good at or you just don't want to do, and that's okay. If you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. If it's something you need to do but you don't want to do, delegate it. If it's something you need to do and you want to do it, don't procrastinate, get it done. Another reframe is understanding that support is not weakness. It's strategy. You have to leverage the people around you. If you know someone in your circle is really good at finances and your finances is bad, lean on them. Ask them, hey, can you help me with this? Because that's not weak. It's actually very strong. If you sit there and try to figure it out yourself, you ain't understood how to do it the past 5 years. Why do you think all of a sudden you're going to understand it on your own? Let's skip all the time it's going to take for you to learn it on your own and shorten that. Let's shorten it. If it was going to take you an hour to understand credit and you got somebody on your side who already knows a whole bunch about credit, that could cut your time down to 20 minutes. It could cut your time down to 30 minutes and it'll get you ahead. So let's get the support that we need. If you are the type of person who go to different events, networking events, you go to conferences and things, and you be collecting all those business cards, why aren't you following up with those people? And if I don't got nothing going on, got nothing to say to them, that don't mean they don't have something going on. You can check in with them. You can ask them how you can support them. Everything isn't always about you. We got to do better at our relationships. And I'm not trying to yell at nobody or be mean. I know it kind of sounds like I'm bullying y'all, but it's all out of love because I want us all to be great. If you're someone who's tuning into something that I'm making, you're tuning into the Multifaceted Mindset podcast, that means you want to be great. You know that the level that you're at right now is not the level that you always are going to be at. You have aspirations, you got dreams, you got goals, and you want to reach them, and that's why we're here. We're here to make that happen. And I'm right here cheering you on. I'm your number one cheerleader. Clap, 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 insert the claps. So what can we do? We talked about what the problem is. We talked about what can happen. We talked about some mindset things, but we actually need the tangible things too. It's all great to think it. We want to think it, believe it, and do it. So doing it. One thing you can do is brain dump. Brain dump. If you wake up and you're like, oh, I got so much on my mind. Write it down. Write it all down. Because one day you might be ready to go take that idea and take it to the next level. And at that point, you're not going to remember what you said 17 years ago. You're not going to remember all the itty bitty details. So you write it down. A lot of y'all already got that step. You already been writing stuff down. The problem is you don't do nothing else after that. So after you already wrote it down, let's identify who can help us with 3 different things. Who can help us think? Who can help us execute? And who can help us rest? Think. You want somebody you can bounce that idea off of. It's great to talk to yourself. It's great to write it down. Now let's make sure it's even viable. Let's make sure somebody else can come in and think with me. That might not be the person who knows how to execute, but they might have a perspective, a point of view that's so different from yours that they can introduce you to something you never even thought of. So find someone who can help you think. Next, find someone who can help you execute. Now, this person, they probably ain't good at thinking. They ain't no visionary. You the visionary. And if you aren't the visionary, you the operational person, go connect with a visionary because they need you. But yes, so execute. Who can help you get this done? If your idea, ooh, I want to build an online marketplace with all Black people, I want to build a Black Amazon. But you don't know nothing about technology, you don't know nothing about software, go find you a software engineer to help you execute. Stop just sitting on the idea, because by the time you get to that idea, by the time you figure out how to do the software engineering, somebody already gonna have your idea nice and gone. Who was that? Michael Jackson that said if he had an idea in his sleep, he would wake up and execute it immediately because he didn't want Prince to get that idea. You need to act the same. Every idea you have, expect that your worst enemy will get it if you do not execute it ASAP. ASAP. No Rocky. Okay, and the third person. So we got somebody who's going to help you think. We got somebody who's going to help you execute. Lastly, you need somebody who's going to help you rest, because you don't want to be burnt out. Now, rest can be an active rest. It can be someone who just reminds you, hey, you've been in an office for 15 hours. Maybe you should walk around, take care of your legs, because we want your legs to keep working. Maybe it's just reminding you, did you drink some water today? You need somebody who's going to remind you to stay rooted, stay grounded. Hey, did you pray? Did you journal this morning? Did you do your affirmations? Those little things that you do to take care of yourself, those are still important no matter what you're executing, especially for somebody with a lot of ideas, because you could get into it, you get the ball rolling, and things can happen. Now it's time for learning out loud. So we learning out loud. Today for learning out loud, our word of the week is euphony. Euphony is a noun that has a Greek origin from the word euphonos, which means sweet voice. It means pleasing or sweet sound. And using it in a sentence, the choir's euphony brought the audience to their feet. That's our word of the day. Our word of the day is euphony. Next up for Learning Out Loud, we do have a book review. Drumroll, please. The book we read was Last Stop from Innocence by Takira Allen, which is about a young lady named Amore Brown whose mother passes away and she has to go live with her father, who she doesn't have that great of a relationship with, in New Jersey. And she spends the summer there before heading off to Howard University for college. During that summer in New Jersey, there was a lot of ups and downs. She had a great time with her cousin Tammy. That's not important. She met a lot of different people. She went through a lot of different things, and it was just overall a really great book. One of my favorite parts of the book was the fact that they talked about grief, and they showed how it actually affects you in real time, in real life, and how other people can be there to support you, or even how you may turn away support during that difficult time. I'm rating this book a 5 out of 5. 5 stars, 10s across the board. I absolutely loved it. It was a special anniversary edition as well. So if you haven't read this already, I highly recommend it. We read it in the Literary Lounge, which is the Multifaceted Collective's book club. We meet on second Fridays at 11 a.m. Central. And this was our book. Next month's book is Consider Me by Becca Mack. So if you want to be a part of our book club, check it out. Love to have you. Be sure to follow, subscribe, and share this episode with someone who needs to hear it. Sincerely, Multifaceted Black Guide.